Welcome, everybody. Talks for the people. It's been a while. I'm looking at our YouTube page right now, and episode 45 was uploaded a month ago. Everybody has been busy, and that episode was recorded at work for us on a lunch break. So this is the first time we've all gotten together to record a podcast in over a month this way. Obviously, other every day at work, but we wanted to put something up for you. How are y'all guys doing?
Doing
Doing
good.
good.
Ready to ride.
We
Yep, stinging a little bit from that loss last week, but in the Iron Bowl, but recovered. My liver's recovered, and I'm ready to roll. Ready to watch Georgia roll today.
Hey, listen, I am big Alabama fan, but as both of you know, I'm a very realistic Alabama fan. I will watch the game today, but I am not holding my breath. I do not have my hopes up. And as we are recording this, the game starts in 5 hours, and I'm expecting us by 14 to 17 points. And once that happens, Alabama will be out of the playoffs, and I do hope the best for Kirby. If Kirby Smart and the Dogs, if Alabama cannot pull out
Definitely uphill battle.
Other news in college football, Steven's team got a coach that everybody can actually understand what he's saying. So how do we feel about that?
I'm excited about Brian Kelly. I think he's going to do great things. And go Tigers. I still miss Coach O. I liked him. But I'm glad Brian Kelly's here to coach, to get us back on track for what we used to be.
Honestly,
That'd be cool if they brought back Coach O for like a
offensive line coach or something.
Yeah, or an analyst or something. Just give him a job where he still can be with the university, and the players love him. I mean,
Yeah, they paid him out $17 million. He's chasing Butte, I'm sure.
Who knows? He may be the next coach to enter Saban's coaching rehabilitation program and end up on our sideline, like Butch Jones and countless others, and stay there for 4 years. And they
If he were to do that, he would lose LSU. He would lose LSU support. They'd be like, "What a traitor! Why would you go there?"
Hear you. I think it's a good hire too, man. I was shocked when I heard that. I didn't even know that guy's name was in discussion.
No,
Dude,
I didn't.
It's a great hire.
Absolutely surprised everybody in the LSU football world, because I'm a part of a fan page on Facebook, and dude, let me tell you that everybody was throwing out names like Brian. What's a guy down in Louisiana Lafayette, coaching the Raging Cajuns? Yeah, Billy Napier, and then Lincoln Riley, and there was all kinds of names being thrown out. His name was not even thought of, and then all of a sudden he's named, and they're like, "What?"
I don't think anybody was as surprised as the Notre Dame AD.
Yeah,
Have y'all seen that guy this week? He's like, we're gonna hire this guy. They just hire the They just moved the defensive coordinator up.
Here's the thing that got me, and here's the thing that surprised me the most, if that they announced this already. Let's play this scenario out. Georgia stomps Alabama today, which everybody's expecting to happen. But what if Iowa pulls the upset also and beats Michigan? Notre Dame's in the playoffs.
Without a coach?
Without a coach. Especially if Cincy loses as well, Notre Dame is in for sure.
I feel like Yeah, I feel like at least two of the teams that's in now would have to lose for them to even consider Notre Dame. Because they
But
did
it's
say the other
possible.
day that the committee does take into account player loss and coach loss. So, like, if let's say Alabama played a really close game with Georgia, and a lot of people think if they play them really tight, they may get in over Cincinnati or somebody like that. I mean, I don't think they should, but
I
they're
don't think
saying they
so.
could. There's a scenario for that. But let's say they played them really close, but uh, Bryce Young like breaks his leg and he's not going to play. He's out for the season, and something else happens. They're going to say, well, they're not even going to have their quarterback, so we're not even going to send them. So they may do that with Notre Dame unless two or three teams lose today that's already in, then they'll have no choice but to put Notre Dame in.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen, Iowa's known for pulling the upset. Iowa has messed up more than a few teams season before. They're
Accurate.
playing in their championship game. I mean, they're 10-2 right now, 11-1 as well. I mean, it's very possible Iowa could pull that upset.
It is. I'm afraid that they don't have enough offense to hang with Michigan, but yeah, it's definitely possible. If Michigan comes out flat from that big win last week and turns the ball over a couple of times and lets Iowa hang around, yeah, they're in for a long day. I think if they go out there and they can get up a couple touchdowns early, Iowa just doesn't have the offense to play catch up. They're a get ahead and play defense team. So
Or hurry.
And I was watching. Still a lot of Georgia fans who are. There's a lot who are crap talking this year, and rightfully so. Even as a Bama fan, I think this is Georgia's year. I think they're going to go all the way, but there's still a lot of Georgia fans on the other side that are scared to talk trash because Georgia is known full of Georgia. And I saw a clip on Twitter of Jeff Foxworthy on Fine Bam yesterday, and he was talking. He's like, "Yeah, we all want to be excited, but until cut the dragon's head off, the dragon still exists." So, like
You
like
know,
like
I
like another guy at work says, that's why we play the games. I mean, anything can happen. Like I said, once again, not getting my hopes up, but anything can happen.
Well, Atlanta kind of cut the Dragons' head off this year. The Braves winning the World Series. So, I mean, I think they've broken the bad luck streak from the state of Georgia. Now, I don't think that's going to help the Falcons because they still have Matty Ice as their quarterback, and he's freaking garbage. But I think Georgia has a hope.
yeah, Julio James.
No, he moved to another. He's at another program now.
Oh,
I
he's
think
not.
he I think he's at the Titans now.
Oh Lord,
I don't
they
Yeah.
got Julio James and Derrick Henry.
I'm not exactly sure. I know he's not in Atlanta anymore, but I think he went to the Titans. I could be wrong, but
I
I
know
know
there's
he's
a lot of Clemson at the Tennessee Titan games.
Look, we all know all the real people are down in Champa Bay.
yeah, God. With that homo, with Gate Tom Brady. Get out of here. Nobody likes that piss poor ass. Jerk.
Well, I mean, I was referring to the Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, we're cool with them.
But I mean, they did both win back to back.
I should have worn my hat today. My father-in-law went out to Dallas and Fort Worth for vacation. I don't know, probably a month ago. Well, it was right before I went to Texas, and they went to a Dallas Stars game. And I have a Dallas Stars hat. I should have wore it. In fact, it's over there. I just can't get to it. But speaking of hockey, yeah,
Okay.
Well, we like I said, at the top of the podcast. It's been a while since we've been together to record a podcast and in typical talks for the people fashion. Cody has gotten really fun topics for us to talk about, so we're going to let him go ahead and kick off this next conversation.
Well, before I get into that, I just want to say lots happened in the last month or two that since we've had a podcast, and another one of our team here has got a promotion at work. So I want to give Steven a congratulations and a hand. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, thank you. I'm super excited for it. It's fun. It's gonna be good.
Maybe one day I'll get one. No one left. No, no. I'm just kidding. So anyway, a few weeks ago, I was at Waffle House eating breakfast with a buddy of mine on Saturday morning, and when we was leaving, he was paying. He bought my breakfast, so I had to pee. So I went to the bathroom, and I'm looking at this bathroom, and I'm thinking, I bet this thing just gets absolutely destroyed on a daily basis, probably an hourly basis. So if you think of the people that come to Waffle House, I mean they're there all times of day. There's all kinds of people that go. They're in. There's some are sober, some are drunk, some are high. Some have already ate, some ain't eaten days, some of them ain't got no clothes on. It's a hodgepodge of people that go in there. And it got me thinking, let's do a top 5 or just a list of public bathrooms you feel like just get absolutely destroyed on a regular basis. So let me get this pulled up here. I made like a top 5, just a general top 5. And I, I said like public events like concerts, sporting events, um, anything like that, where you got 50, 60,000 people in one area, those bathrooms just get destroyed throughout the whole day.
The porta
Especially a
potties.
hot, yeah.
Yeah, especially when it's a summer
Hot-
festival and all that crap literally is sitting there just baking and boiling in piss and
And for me personally, like Lowe's, every time I cannot go to Lowe's without getting the bubble guts, and I'm like, oh, I gotta poop. So I go. So I bet that place gets tore up a lot.
Does the smell of lumber just do that to you?
I don't know what it is, man. It's like every time I go in there, I have to poop. And Walmart, that place gets destroyed. Um, oh, what was my? Let's see. What's mine? Oh, truck stops. I can't. I've never went to a truck stop bathroom where I didn't hear someone in there groaning, moaning, and hearing strange squeaking sounds.
And that was all at the same time.
It was. So it's like the door. It's like the door was trying to unhinge itself, to get the hell out of there. And then my number one was Waffle House for the same reasons I talked about earlier. It's just like that place just gets absolutely destroyed.
Speaking of Walmart bathrooms getting destroyed, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the podcast before. I'll tell it now. It involved ex-girlfriend's mother, and considering I haven't seen either of them since I was about old, I'll go ahead and tell this story. So, my ex-girlfriend's mother had been out to pick up her little brother, who was like years old at the time, and on the way home, her mother got a severe case of the bubble gum. I'm talking like I'm not making it 5 more minutes down the road. So she pulls an emergency turn into the Walmart parking lot, I'm talking. It's she described it as one of those movie scenes where she's like fast and furious in that car into a parking spot, and she jumps out. She grabs her son, my ex's little brother, by the hand. You know, it's one of those where she's power walking, the kid's flinging out back because she's trying to get in. She runs in the bathroom, takes him inside the bathroom stall with her, goes to pull down the pants, and it just starts exploding all over the back of the toilet, all over the back of the wall. She said that her little the mom was telling us that my ex's little brother was sitting there pounding on the bathroom door. Let me out! Because it was so bad. We were dying laughing. It was so funny.
Dang, that's so upsetting. Can you imagine being stuck in it? I mean, that's something that scars you for life. That might be worse than listening to your parents have sex when you're a kid. Being stuck in the stall with somebody who has explosive diarrhea, it's got to be absolutely tragic.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Oh God, that's funny as hell. I tell you what, it's a similar thing happened to me just a few months ago. Um, me and Josh from work, he wanted me to go. Well, this story is about to get really weird. All right, so Josh wanted me to go shoe shopping with him after work, and he's gonna get some new tennis shoes. He had this thing. He joined the gym, and he's going to the gym.
Oh,
But he needs some tennis shoes. And so he taught me into going shoe shopping with him. So we went to Chili's at Walker's Chapel Road and ate, and then we went over to the shoe place and in that Target shopping center, and he found us some shoes, and then we went our separate ways. But when I was leaving, I got up to the red light there by Full Moon Barbecue, and it just hits me all of a sudden. Oh my God, I'm going to, I'm about to poop right here in this car. Like there's no stopping it. So I whip out, and I go up there and I turn into the Lowe's parking lot. Well, first I was going to go to Zaxby's because I could get into there quicker. Well, I get to Zaxby's, and I see this big sign on their door that says like their lobby's closed. This was still kind of really intense COVID, I guess, area. This probably been more than a couple months ago. This might have been 5 or 6 months ago. So I was like, so I stand still for a minute, and then I walk back to the car, get in the car, and I drive over to Lowe's just across the road, and I had to stop like 3 or 4 times and stand still, or I wouldn't poop myself. And then when I got in, I was the one in Coleman. The Lowe's bathroom is all the way in the back right of the store.
Were you pulling the squeeze and waddle?
It was. But when I went in, I just happened to look to the left when I walked in, and the bathrooms are in the front of the store. And I'm thankful because I would not have made it if it was in the back. I mean, I couldn't clench anymore. I mean, my muscles were about to start cramping in my butt cheeks. But boy, when I got in there, it was on like Donkey Kong.
Ooh, oh my popcorn.
I've had stuff like that happen to me even on the way to work in the morning. You think it's bad when you're in a place that you have a choice of where you want to stop. Try being on the interstate and hitting that. I have approximately 90 seconds to find a bathroom, and you're going down the interstate. Yeah. That one's
not a good thing.
So I think places that a lot of people don't think of when it comes to pooping, because it doesn't really come to mind, is gyms. People go and take these pre-workouts, the C4s and stuff like that, and it gets their skin tingly, but it also gets your metabolism going real good. So you get there and you're at the gym for like 10 minutes and you feel it, you're like, oh, if I do another squat, I'm going to shit myself. So you're like, I'm gonna put this bar down real quick, and let me go get this out so I can keep going. So I bet there was a lot of torn up gym bathrooms where people just go in there and slay that beast after taking pre-workout or something like that.
And they're all sweaty and everything too.
Little sweaty, this butt cheeks all over
Does that.
athletic locker rooms. So like, and I don't know about y'all, like, so I played soccer in high school growing up. So, but for me, I got the pregame jitters before the game, and I always had to poop. Never failed. I was like, okay, well, I got to poop before this game. Before every game, I got those pregame jitters, and I had to poop. So it wouldn't surprise me, especially when you got a football team with 100 guys on it, and 30 of them are like, yeah, let me empty the double take before we get started today. Especially because, a lot of those athletes, especially in college, they get fed steaks and stuff like that the night before. So they get fed all that good food, and right before the game, they go unload that tank before. Boy, talking about some messed up bathrooms. And then the last one is race events. And when I say race events, I don't mean NASCAR. I mean like running racing, 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathon, stuff like that. Those events usually, depending on how big the event is, those event usually has like, there's a parking lot and a porta potty lot, because there's so many porta potties. You're talking about thousands of people, and they have these porta potties lined up, and every single one of them has poop on the walls and on the ceiling, and you go to grab toilet paper, and there's poop on the toilet paper already, and you're like, oh my god, what? That's what nightmares are made of. But race day bathrooms, porta potties are the absolute worst for me.
That's
I've actually been in one before where I go to reach for the TP and there's poop on it already. I about threw up.
because the worst part about porta potties is there's also not a sink in there. I mean, think about that though. Even in a halfway decent porta potty, not one person that has taken a dump or pissed in there has washed their hands before touching everything in there.
So, especially for that guy who went to wipe and put poop on the toilet paper, he had to open that door.
And I don't know about you guys, but 9 times out of 10, when you go out of those and you go to the little washing station, that's out of water or out of hand sanitizer. They're always out.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, let's get back at it. All right, let's go.
But yeah, those were like my top 3. I feel those are destroyed regularly on a regular basis. Just really bad.
I would agree with that. I think any porta potty that's been out in the sun all freaking day is miserable too. Like you go in there, you sweaty, the seat's sweaty from someone else who's just been in there, and then it stinks, and there's no air. You're just sitting there sweating and shitting. It's not a good feeling.
I try to monitor my food when I'm at events like that so that I don't have to poop. I want to just piss and be done with it. Get on and go.
Speaking of, and just to add one more, Disney World bathrooms. And this is a story that happened this last time that I went for that sweepstakes trip. So I'm going, me and my dad are going to use the bathroom, and we're walking up to the bathroom, and there's like a dribble of caramel, and then another dribble of caramel, and another dribble of caramel, and it's like these little splots of caramel leading up to the bathroom. And right before you get to the bathroom, there's a lady standing out front over a freaking plate the size of caramel. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? She's like, watch your step going into the men's bathroom. and it was a long walkway with bathrooms up against the side of the wall, and then the handicap stall was in the very back, and you can see the guy in the handicap stall in the back because you can see under the thing as far back as you're walking from, and you can see his drawers on the floor with covered in poop, covered in poop. And then after that big splat outside the bathroom, he still had it dribbling all the way up to the handicap stall. Dude, he lost a good 8.5 pounds of poop on the way to the stall. Like, dude absolutely destroyed his underwear and then ran into the bathroom as fast as he could. There might be holes in that underwear from just like waste, but I'd imagine that 90% of the people make it, but there's probably a lot of people at Disney World after riding a ride or eating something hot or something like that that just absolutely wreck a Disney World bathroom.
Yeah, I imagine most theme park restrooms or Six Flags and second half of the day, people's eating, got everything splashed up on the rides. And
Theme park food. Yeet.
I'll tell you what else is fun is the bathrooms at a lot of these football stadiums, like high school stadiums. They still like I go to some that still rock the trough. They don't have urinals. They just got the trough in there, and you just everyone pees in the same hole,
Yeah.
and uh, and then the bathroom it don't even have the stall doesn't even have a door on it. You just sit in there, and people just kind of walk and oh
that's the one thing I hate when you have to take a dump and like you can't hold it. It's one of those that like you're gonna crap your pants or poop, and then you go and there's not a door for the. I'm like, I get so like I can't think of the word, but like I get like emotionally distraught. Like I'm like, what do I do? And then finally you just hit that point where you're like, whatever. And people walking by looking at you.
what's bad is when they make it face the trough, so everyone just peeing now, just kind of like they're like, "What's that smell?" And they
Yeah.
look over, and you're just sitting there like, "Hey guys."
Yeah. All up until you're facing the trough and an adult goes to piss and drops their pants down to their ankles and you're looking at some guy's bare ass.
I went to school with a kid that did that. Now, granted, he was this was like third or fourth grade, and he was special. But it
God's
developmental.
children are special, Alan.
Yeah, but he would go in and like he would use the urinals and he would just drop his pants to his ankles every time. And other kids that age in school were not nice. I mean,
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
I was at the bowling alley one night, and I had split my pants bowling, and so my wife had to bring me some more shorts up there. And I went to the bathroom to change, and there was someone in there. There's only one stall back then in the bowling alley, and it was just they was just wearing it out. So I had nowhere to change but just stand in the middle of the bathroom and take my pants off, put another pants, put my shorts on. And man, I had underwear on and everything. But anyway, this kid this kid comes in and sees me changing, and he just flips out. He's like, "Ooh, you're disgusting."
you're
He
changing pants.
I just thought it was funny, but he runs out like he was a bully or something, like he was going around telling everybody I was in there with no pants on. Like what the? I'll kick this little kid's ass.
Do it. Do it. That's crazy. Ugh.
Dog of mischief right here.
Loki. Loki.
He can hear you.
Loki.
And this dog loves watching Dr. Paul on Animal Planet. He hears Dr. Pole's voice, he will plant his butt in front of that TV and watch the whole entire episode. He loves it. But I was watching some YouTube video the other day with had a canine unit on it. It was top videos and like videos and all that. But this dog started like like after it like got it because the cop had to pull him off of it. But this I have never seen this dog till this dog looked like an owl. Like its head, Loki's head was like it was completely cocked sideways. I mean, trying to figure out what was going
So I think I told y'all this story earlier this week, but for the viewers, so Christmas time is here, and I have an 8-year-old, and we do Elf on a Shelf. And if you're not familiar with Elf on a Shelf, I would be surprised. But if you're not familiar with Elf on a Shelf, it's pretty much a concept of you get a little doll elf, and you hide it around the house, and you tell the kids that the Santa is sending his elves to watch over the kids to make sure they're not naughty and make sure they're being nice. The kids are not allowed to touch the elves; they'll lose their magic, and then they won't get presents. So there's some rules here and there that we're using the elf, but we have an elf on a shelf, and every night we move it to a new location. So Coraline wakes up the next morning, she finds it doing something goofy like getting in the candy jar, hanging on the Christmas tree, something like that. Well, we set our elf up the other day in front of a calendar that is sitting on a shelf to kind of signify, hey, we're getting closer to Christmas. He's changing the date for us, that kind of thing. One of my dogs breaks through the barrier and he eats our elf. And Coraline believes this elf is real. The elf is real. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to find an elf hanging out of my dog's mouth. And at this point in time, it's pure panic because you got to figure out, of course you're angry with your dog for eating something it shouldn't have eaten, but you have to figure out what you need to do to fix the situation. Because if your child wakes up and one of Santa's helpers just got ate by your dog, she is having a full-blown meltdown. A full-blown meltdown. So, quick thinking on my feet, I grab a piece of paper and I write on it. I said, hey, Coraline, our elf's name is Snowflake. I'm going to help Santa at the North Pole. He asked me to help him make toys to catch up for Christmas. I'll be back tomorrow. Love, Snowflake. And then left some candy canes and like a little teepee or something around the note. So she saw that in the morning and she got to see it and she was excited about it and she believed it. But at the time, I was like, I got an arm over here and a leg over here and the insides of his head over here. Like, oh my gosh. So luckily the Walmart closest to us weren't out. So we bought a new one, and when we got home, we planted another one. That way she would have it. But oh my gosh, dude, that dog ate our elf and caused some panic.
we would be in trouble if that happened to us. I'm pretty sure ours has special outfit. Even if we could
Another one like that. Yeah.
Anyway, I know some of us have some stuff to do this morning. Is there anything else y'all wanted to talk about before we start wrapping this episode up?
I think I'm good.
No, it was fun. It's fun to get back with you guys.
Yeah.
Let's do another lunch podcast sometime.
We
That was fun
definitely
too.
can do another lunch podcast. That was easy to do and already together anyway. So we may do some more of those in the future.
We should definitely plan another food challenge podcast as well. Hey Cody, next time you go through that city where we did the challenge, you need to see if your name is still the only one.
We went there the other day, and I was looking for it. Me and some of the guys from work went there the other day. I don't know where it's supposed to be up at number one. Like, also, it was the middle of the day, and all the TVs were airing football highlights. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's all good, man.
The best to ever do it there.
But
I gotta be best at something.
anyway, everybody have a wonderful week. Try and get more of these up more frequently. We've been slacking. Everybody's been busy. It's been crazy last month for everybody, but we will try to get back on this. See if we can get some more views. See if we can get some listens, some more likes, some more subscribers. But until then, out.
Peace.
Yeah.